So, hello. Hi, Agnes. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
Fine, thank you. I'm so happy to be here again and having these herbal talks together with you. And for all of you listening, this is our way to keep the connection with herbs and nature, having these herbal talks and talk about our passion. And my name is Carmela. I'm a Swedish herbalist, actually living in Croatia right now to not confuse people. And I am the founder of the Swedish family business Örtfabriken Herbal Factory, and we are offering very nice tinctures for your daily life. So, Agnes, tell me a little bit about you.
Hey, alors, I am Agnes, and a doctor in plant ecology, a medicinal plant producer, and an educator for Nordiska Örter, which is a herbal farm situated in Uppsala that I have created to craft, process, and sell herbal tea here in Sweden, and where also I host workshops and courses.
Ah, fantastic. And you have a bit of a French accent.
Yes,
Yes,
I come from France, indeed.
yes, nice, nice. And to start warming up a bit, maybe you could tell me today's topic is about tinctures versus infusions. So we have these two ways of preparing herbs, and there is actually a third way, decoctions. So we will talk a little bit about the pro and cons, and also how to make your own tinctures and infusions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe we could start out by you telling me what you are using in your daily life right now, because of course these things vary.
Yeah, exactly. So I am a warm drink lover. So for me, it will be herbal tea or latte all the time. So
Okay.
I don't use much tincture, except in some special occasion, if I'm sick, for example. But if not, occasionally I will go for nettles matcha, for example. So I harvest nettles and I put it in powder, like a matcha would be.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
I do a matcha latte, but with nettles powder. And so this has been my go-to all the summer long. And then this autumn, I'm more like into chaga. So always latte, like on the morning, it's always a latte.
Ah,
So I use like an oat drink or soya drink or but yeah, it's always that. And if not, I will have some remineral remineralizing tea, like if you can say, with like nettles, raspberry, hibiscus, oats, for example. And I really, really love also any like nervine herbs. So catnip, lavender, chamomile. And I will always do them in latte.
and you take
Also,
them during the day.
yeah, also during the day, it doesn't matter.
Aha, nice, nice.
Like if I am in a period where I am anxious, that will be my like catnip or yeah, last spring has been quite stressful and I was a lot on lavender and catnip. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
And catnip is cat minta in Swedish, which really
Yes.
like gives you a deep relaxation, almost on skin level. I think it's fantastic.
Mm. I like it. It's very nice. And then I will use tincture, only like echinacea tincture. Like every year I do echinacea calendula tincture. That this, if I feel like I am having a bit of flu in the morning or a bit of throat, bit feeling something in my throat, I will directly take that, like for a couple of days, some teaspoon, and
Mhm.
then usually it's all right. So this is what I will use.
Damn nice, fantastic. And I just wanted to show this is one of it's not a tincture, it's more like a floral drops, but just to show people what a tincture, a herbal tea is infusion is quite easy to understand. But like tinctures, we take in drops like this. Yeah. So it's herbs in fluid form. Yeah. Excellent. And we will make a little pause soon with a great offer for you. And now that you talked about chaga. But so hang on, and you will hear the offer quite soon. So Agnes, yes, please.
And no, I wanted to. And you, what do you use?
Okay. You want to hear me? Of course. I like a lot of like herbal infusions, and I of course also drink a lot of herbal infusion. It's something comforting and really nice to have your cup of tea, and also preparing it. I think that's also the trick. But for me, I use a lot of herbal tinctures in drop form. I always like have them with me. And maybe what I use daily on a daily basis is bitter drops. That's like if I don't have them, then I really feel like, especially if I go out and eat something that's not my own food, then I really want to have something for easing up digestion. And I will make some publicity for Örtfabriken's Happy Bitters, bitter blends. They are really like, you should always have something bitter. It can also be like parsley or whatever, rucola to your meal, which will enhance your digestion. And then I also always have like now I forgot it in English, echinacea. When I'm starting to feel some things going on. I'm using a lot of elderberry, but that's also like in tincture actually, but also in syrup form.
Yes.
And I've been, for the last couple of years, I've been on the hormonal balancing herb Vitex, Angus castus, chasteberry. Yeah, so that's, I love it. I love it. Yeah. So, and of course, these things vary, like what you think, what you take daily, and then what you take on occasion. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but please tell us what's the difference between tinctures, infusions, and decoctions?
Okay, so tincture, infusion, decoction, all three are a way of extracting herbs' properties or the chemistry of herbs into a menstruum, what we call it, or solvent, which is a substance that will dissolve and take in all the chemicals. And depending on the solvent you are using, it has a different name. So tincture often is if you are using alcohol as a solvent or glycerine, and infusion and decoction will be water as solvent. Some people will call also tincture if they are made with vinegar or honey, for example, while others will call it just herbs infused honey or herbs infused vinegar. But yeah, most often it's for tincture, alcohol or glycerin. So, and then the term infusion, I think it actually comes from France because we use it. In France, we say infusion or tisane for any herbal tea. So often, like if I speak to someone from England, for example, I know infusion will be a word that they understand, but international English not necessarily understand the word infusion. So in this case, we use the word herbal tea. But normally tea, it's only for like any drink that includes a plant, the tea plant, so Camellia sinensis. But so that is both. So infusion, herbal tea, tisane, it's all the same thing, and it's a drink with plants. And the difference then between decoction and infusion or herbal tea, so an herbal tea or infusion is made with a flower or leaves, so a light, let's say, part of plant that can be fresh or dried. And
sensitive, like fragile.
Yeah, fragile. And a decoction is more with harder part of plant, so root, bark, seeds, for example, medicinal mushroom also are made in decoction. And fruit can a bit, I would say, yeah, can be both.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Rose hips. How would you,
Yeah.
nypon, how would you use?
I would rather put it as herbal tea, but it
Yeah.
depends because yeah, it depends. It's need come if you really want the water that turn a nice red, rosy red. It takes time, so
Yeah.
it's not just pouring warm water on the top of it. It's need a bit more like boiling
Yeah. Yeah.
longer. So that's also like that's also how to make them. Like maybe people want to know like um
How to
because
make
then
it.
exactly with rosy the difference if it's an herbal tea a decoction it also depends of like how you make it and how you make it also it's yeah.
True.
So for example, so an herbal tea often is when you have like you have a pot and then you put herbs and then you pour warm water over it and you let it step for a couple of minutes, 10 minutes. So this is basically at least my way to teach and to do an herbal tea. While a decoction, I will have a pot that I will put water and then the pieces or the powder, kind of like the crushed hard part of plant, also, for example, dandelion roots. And then I will bring everything to boil and then I will leave it simmer for 15, 20 minutes until basically my water, I see it turn black or the color of, but it has
Yeah.
been extracted enough. And then I will strain everything like, and get a cup. So that's the difference also between herbal tea and decoction. Decoction simmer longer time.
And of course, you don't want to like also when we say like what kind of parts of what kind of plants you do infusion with is to not destroy the
Yeah,
minerals and vitamins. If you hard boil like a little flower, maybe
yeah.
you will not be able to extract disrupt this destruction process.
Mm,
So that
yeah.
yeah.
So
And
this also it's yeah this also make me think like the way of extracting the chemistry of plant depends also on which chemical the plant has. And that's why for some plant, tincture is better. That's why for some decoction, simmering longer time is better. And that's why for some it's herbal tea. So,
yeah.
so often like minerals, sugars like polysaccharide, mucilage, for example, or polyphenol, like all antioxidant compound like flavonoid, tannin, are best like prepared in herbal tea because they are well extracted in water. And so plant like this, you have like rosehip, marshmallow, nettles, oat straw, for example. And then you have plants that are rich in, I think it's alkaloid, essential oil. All these chemicals are more soluble in alcohol, so they are better to extract by doing a tincture. So in this category of plant, we find echinacea, valerian, calendula that has a lot of resins. Resin also it's extract better with alcohol.
Yeah.
Sentient words, and and then like in medicinal mushroom, for example, decoction is great because they are not like too sensitive. They don't have volatile oils, but they have all these kind of sugar polysaccharide, and this can take more time to be extracted and more heat, for example. So
Yeah.
decoction is great for that. Like also the root, they have a lot of sugars in them. Yeah. Okay,
And of course that's like the beauty when you go into the herbal world. Like in the
yeah.
beginning, you don't think about like which compound and what. You can always make a herbal tea. You will not be wrong. Like if you see the color, if you see if you can like feel the scent, if you can taste it, then you have the herb, you have extracted part of the herbs.
Exactly.
But when you go deeper into the herbal world, these become the fascination, like what is the best way of extracting the parts of the plant. And then when you start to experiment, like also when I used, for example, I mentioned chasteberry, vitex, which the hormone balancing plant. I started using it as a powder, like a capsule, and I had good effects. But when I started to use it as a tincture, when it really that I have made on my own, like extracting, I had a completely different effect. And then I started to say, wow, okay, now I understand how important it is to like extract things in the right way.
Yeah, it's also can be about the quantity you need. If it's better extracted or in the right solvent, then you may need less quantity of herbs than if it's in the wrong one. But to start, it's just the best is just to start doing anything with any plant that you like.
Definitely. And Agnes, what do you think about making our offer now before we go a little bit deeper into the topic of tinctures and infusions? Yeah, because you had a great idea of what offering today.
So as the topic was about tincture, which is like the product you make, and infusion or herbal tea, which is the product I make, I thought it would be great also for celebrating these talks that we are having, but we should make an offer. So we should like have a giveaway. So we are making this offer, so this giveaway, and to participate, you need to like this video, tag someone that you think will be interesting in those talks, and tell us which herbs you like to use. And among all these people, we will draw a winner that will win our chaga tincture and crushed chaga to make a decoction.
There is a lot of information on Örtfabriken's blog. We have a lot of recipes and a lot of knowledge, herbal knowledge. And for example, it's written very much in detail how you make your own chaga tincture, what kind of method you use to do it. So what do you have?
So I have the crushed chaga.
Fantastic.
That has been locally harvested and that after processed and crushed. So it's that is 30 grams and it's to make a decoction.
Fantastic.
So, and it's chaga, you can buy it like in pieces or into like crushed, but I always recommend to get the crushed one because it's where you will extract the chemicals from it and get a very dark drink, and you can make chaga chai. This is great.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so welcome to the giveaway. And Agnes, so then I've been thinking about this a lot and always like going back and forth what the strengths and weaknesses are between tinctures and infusions. Let's talk about these two. Like tinctures, it's an extracted herb in liquid form, which you take drop by drop. And the infusion is like an herbal tea that you drink like a cup. So what are the strengths and weaknesses?
I would say one of the great strengths of tincture, it's that they are easy to take. And often you don't need to drink like a whole cup of water to have to intake the plant, basically. So for any like people who don't use to drink warm drink daily, or or they are a bit they are in a hurry or they like to have their herbs in their bag, for example, then tincture, of course, it's the best because it's quick. You can just take some drop in a little glass of water or just directly in the mouth. They are great also for all herbs that taste bad. So for example, for me, who has been taking Japanese knotweed for a very long time, like luckily, I did not need to make a decoction of Japanese knotweed because it tastes awful. So in
Why?
that,
Is it bitter or disgusting?
yeah,
Or...
yeah, I don't know. I will not say it's not like bitter like Artichoke or Motherwort. This is very bitter, but it's weird. It's not,
Okay.
yeah, I would not say how to, I don't know how to, but it's not something it's a bit bitter, but it's not just good.
Okay.
I don't have any like food I can find similar, but so this was great. And also I needed to take on a long time. So having tincture was great. But for me, I think this is also what make the strength of tincture is also what makes its weakness because so first it has alcohol. So for me, I don't really appreciate to take alcohol every day. And if you do it with glycerin, it's very sweet. Um, so it's also a balance. And it's just, I just feel that herbal tea, you take the time. You take the time to see your plant, prepare them, put them in a cup. You sit, you need time to drink a tea. And it's also part of of how to say, of the,
It's the ritual.
yeah, it gives a richer experience and for people who like I think nowadays a lot of people experience also anxiety, rush. But it's a way to really take the time of yourself for yourself and to just stop for a couple of minutes. And I think for me this is the strength of an herbal tea. And for someone like me, which is quite a cold person, like my body is always cold, my arm, my nose, my hand, then
Mhm.
I really like it because it really warm me up. And yeah, I don't know. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I believe so. You're so right. Like there is some magic in preparing, like everything. Like when you prepare your medical your medicinal plants and make your remedies, there is some magic being put into that, and it's really like a ritual when you drink your tea. What I believe a very strong aspect with tinctures, which of course also is the weakness of the herbal tea, is that when you use water, when you extract the medicinal chemistry, the plant's chemistry with water, they can only last in the refrigerator for 1, 2, 3 days, and
Mm,
they are gone bad. You have to like throw it away. But with tinctures, that's like really an old remedy, an old handicraft. You can preserve the herbs for a very long time, which is like some say that you can, a tincture last for years. Some say that you can give it away, like testament it away, give your tinctures to your grandchildren.
mm,
And of course, that's a very nice way to preserve herbs. And also, like for where we live in the Nordic hemisphere, where we don't have so much fresh herbs and plants during the whole year, we need to like think like how do we preserve. And
mm,
so that's like, and then if you do tincture in the proper way, extracting it in the right way, you get a very like potent remedy. Yeah, so that's one aspect. Yeah.
yeah.
Then definitely, like I have spent like several years now
Mm,
writing, like it's a passion writing on Örtfabriken's blog. So you can really like if you search on the blog page, you can find so much information about tinctures, infusions, and how to make. Yeah. Okay. Did you want to add something else when it comes to tinctures and infusions, Agnes?
I think we
No?
went through the pros and cons and how to do them, and so I think we cover quite much already. Yeah, there is
Yeah.
always more to say, like how like about all these techniques, how to make them. Like we talk about a tincture if it's well prepared, like how to do, because also there is different like schools with this.
Yeah. Always.
So,
Always. Yeah.
so we could talk for hours, I think, but
Yeah.
for a starting point, I think it's really good.
Yeah. And the key takeaways is that you use different techniques depending on what plant you have, what kind of remedy you want to obtain, and when you want to use them, like tinctures or infusions. And the main important thing to take with you is to see, like, be careful. If it is a delicate plant, go with a delicate method using the infusion, just pouring hot water on the plant. If it is a harder plant, you have to boil it, like simmer it for a while. And the key takeaway is that you will see when you have a good tea or good
Yeah.
tincture. Yes, you will see it has color, it has perfume, you can taste it. Right. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And then we have our offer that we talked about, and where we are doing a giveaway with a chaga tincture and chaga crushed parts, not powder. And you can read how to participate in this giveaway.
Yeah.
So that was all for today, right, Agnes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And follow us on our future and past herbal talks. Okay. Have a great day.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.